Hey there, I'm here to show you how to create an event Pokemon. So I'm pretty tired and well I had to finish this sometime, so I guess I'll do it right now. Plenty of time on my hands. So obviously to create one we're gonna open up PKHeX. Now this isn't really gonna teach you how to create an event Pokemon because well it's not that hard. Well it is hard. Like don't get me wrong, scratch that. It is really hard to create one. You actually have to have the right information and really like at least one thing that's wrong will totally screw you over and make it easy. Make it harder, and won't be able to go through GTS. Now look over here. We have our PKHeX open, and we're going to see what we can do. So I'm just going to go one by one and tell you what you need, what is actually like needed and should be looked at when creating an event. Obviously the shiny, whether it's shiny or not, obviously the species, the level has to be within the range of the met date. Nature, not really. That doesn't really come up with. Held item, no. Form, not gonna happen. Snow, the ability is definitely a factor. Country is definitely a factor. And weather has Pokerus. Don't ever put Pokerus on an event. Met date, this is the most important. All these have to match the one of the event to actually make it legit. Because it's not gonna fly. It's just gonna, you won't be able to trade it to anyone, or Landly QR code would kind of be a dud. Stats, rarely do any events. I don't think any of them have like EVs. They all have IVs, obviously. So we're just going. I'm not usually gonna have 31 IVs. So if you put 31 IVs on an event, unless requested, then try not to put 6 IVs on an event Pokemon unless they request it, because there's no point. Move sets. Well, when creating an event Pokemon, you always have to take into account the moves that they actually have to learn. So these moves, let's say Pound from you, usually that's the only move it's gonna have. So obviously, don't give unless like there are some moves as long as it's within that move set of that generation. Or actually, no, I think it can be any generation. Then you're able to put that in the move sets. So yeah, you can't manipulate moves. That's only if they ask you, and if it's not another move that was event only. Well, because you can't have two event. It's just gonna be weird. Trainer ID, SID, and OT are definitely big factors. You have to actually match the TID and the OT, or else it's not gonna go through the battle spot or GTS, or we won't be able to trade. SID is not a big deal. It's not really a big deal unless the thing is, usually no events have your TID or OT. So that's why finding the SID of actual events to make it look legit is pretty hard, because you know these are like super old events, and usually you're not going to be able to do that with an event that's from 3rd gen, because you don't have the technology unless you actually successfully trade it over and over. I guess it's not that hard, but you just have to be there during the event and keep it throughout the years. Whatever. So SID is not a big deal, but TID and OT is. So let's check it out. So I already guess I went through the basics of this. So usually I don't really generate the Pokemon myself. Well, I don't really like go through and fill out everything because I know I'll mess up. So I usually like look up the actual event that I'm working on. So these people who ask for events, they're supposed to provide a link to the event that they want. So obviously, you click on that link. Usually, it's going to be Cerebi or Bulbapedia. Let's say they gave me a link to create. Oh, whoops! To create Sacred Fire Entei. Let's go to Entei. Should have had this already open. Oh well. So yeah. Yeah, just click the first one. Usually. So let's say they try to make you do this one. Wait. What the? Let's just look at the 6 fire one. Oh. Oh no, it's extreme speed. Whoops. Extreme speed. So we are looking at the Entei from GameStop, which is actually shiny. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Or is it? Is that just the art? I don't know. No, I think it's shiny. Whatever. Let's not dwell on that. So this is pretty much if you really want to actually fill out these one by one, be my guest. But usually you'll be able to find these events like online. So let's look up. Oh yeah, let's look up when. No, we're looking at this is the GameStop one. GameStop. When you before I get to that, when you fill out, PKHeX to match this stuff, then you have to. Whoops. Sorry, I just yawned. You have to be precise with the OT&T ID. So make sure it's the right one, or else you're gonna mess up. Make sure you actually have the ribbon, so you don't, because without pretty much all of this information is crucial, and without it, it's not gonna pass. Again, I said items not really a big deal. So let's see. So we're gonna look at GameStop Entei event.pk. Now you're probably wondering, if you didn't already know, what in the world is a PKM file? So what a PKM file is pretty much the actual Pokemon file. Like it's an actual file from like they extracted it and this person actually got the Pokemon that they wanted. They actually got the Pokemon and they actually caught it. Pretty much it's legit. It's a legit Pokemon in a file form. And you were able to actually put it on PKHeX to manipulate it. So I usually go to PokeEdit to find most of these, but there are some like Project Pokemon and stuff. But pretty much what you want to do is download the PKM file. So it wasn't shiny. Oh, that was wrong. Man, I'm yawning. Ugh. Sorry, I don't think this is boring. I'm just tired. Oh no, it is shiny. Oh gosh, I gotta work on my game. So yeah, as you can see, this is actually the event that we're trying to make. And PokeEdit actually doesn't have 6th-gen events, so if you're creating a 6th-gen event, you're not going to find it really anywhere except the event decks that I just showed you. And you have to create those by hand, from scratch, or just download a Wonder Card, which shouldn't really do. So what we're doing here is downloading this PK file, this Entei. Don't worry, they're relatively small. So remember, so if you ever want to like actually find events from gens 5 through, I think this goes up to 3rd gen, 4th. Oh, never mind, 5 through 4, and go to PokeEdit or just look it up on Google. Usually Gen 3 events are there, but they're really hard to find. So here we are. So you see this file over here. Now what the heck? Oh, I right click. Sorry. So while that's okay. Whoa. This file that I'm dragging around right here. What you have to do is either right click and oh sorry. You just pretty much you press file on PKHeX and you open it and you click on the file, but I'm not gonna do that because you can easily just drag it over here and get it. So we found it. This is the easiest way to create a PKM file. I mean, create an event Pokemon because you literally just look up the PKM file of the event and you drag it onto PKHeX and you pretty much do all the modifications that the requester wanted to. So you do that, you make the QR code, which I showed you how to do in the other video. Oh man. Sorry, I'm not trying to be like I don't know how to say that for video when you're not photogenic, but you know I'm just chilling and making this. Excuse my yawning. That's how you do it. That's literally it's. I may make it seem easy, but you're not gonna find every event on the internet. That's why I showed you the event decks right here. So let's go to the RCS event. RCS event decks. Boom. Like this event, you're not gonna find a PKN file. You're not. So pretty much what you have to do is actually gen this on your own and create the Pokemon. This is actually a pretty cool event. I actually got one of these, but I just injected a wonder card, like I said, so it's not really that. So yeah, that's really how you do it. And if you can't find it in it, just look at the event decks and copy the information here, and just hope that you didn't mess up anywhere. It's just pretty much the same kind of thing as creating an actual Pokemon. So, and that was in the last video. I don't really want to re-explain that. So, that's pretty much it. That's all. I'm just gonna end the video now. Hope you enjoyed. I guess. Whatever. This is Alpaca Jesus signing out. Yo.